Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopefully elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian, and Haitians. Gotta give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who rule well, who teach well, and a sincere salutation to all the Akim, pushing the truth and believing the truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. Shalom to the Akwaf who are listening and learning, the few sisters who are listening and learning. I'm Isaiah, coming at you another lesson of truth, facts, faith, and edification, another daily edification. Lord's willing to be edifying. And this is never trust thy enemy. Okay? Never trust thine enemies. Now this is a news clip after this guy, the general of Iran, was put to death. He was assassinated, okay, by Babylon the Great. So Lord willing to be edified.
Mohammed Marandi, we were speaking to before, is the head of the American Studies Department at the University of Tehran. We were speaking to him before. Unfortunately, we lost the line. He's been good enough to stick around and has come back to us now. Mohammed, before we lost you, you were essentially saying that you consider the US action today a declaration of war. Just pick up that thought and explore that for us.
Yes, I think it's clearly an act of war. The United States has murdered a senior military official in Iran, a person well known, a person who is highly popular in the country. The United States has also, in my opinion, carried out an act of war against the Iraqi state and the Iraqi people, because they have also murdered Abu Mahdi al-Muhandis, who is a senior Iraqi military official that is a part of the Iraqi armed forces. The Americans, of course, will justify this act of terrorism and war, but there's just no comparison with anything else that the United States has done over the last few decades. This is targeting the Iranian people, it is targeting the Iraqi people, and in my opinion, Western citizens should leave the region immediately. If I was in the United Arab Emirates, in Iraq, or elsewhere, I would think of leaving as soon as possible.
Mohammed, taking your comments there about a direct act of war, but then contrasting that with what we hear from the United States. The Pentagon says that here was someone who's considered a terrorist, heading a terrorist organization, who had already overseen attacks against American interests and American people, and was planning further attacks. Given that, and given the targeted nature of this strike, targeting this particular individual and another, does that really mean a declaration of war against Iran, or was this a targeted action against someone declared a terrorist?
The United States is not authorized to dictate terms to the international community. Just because an American leader or the American regime says that someone is a terrorist does not make him a terrorist. This is not the 19th century. This is not the height of the Western Empire, where they dictate terms to the periphery and to the colonies. Iran is a sovereign and independent country. Iraq is a sovereign, independent country. General Qasem Soleimani is an Iranian national hero. The Iranians consider him as martyrs. Overwhelmingly, Iraqis consider him as a martyr. He was the person who engineered the defeat of ISIS in Iraq, alongside the Iraqi armed forces, including the popular mobilization units. And that's why Abu Mahdi al-Muhandis, who is also a senior Iraqi figure, is considered to be a hero. These two men are the people who have spared the region and beyond from ISIS, that the United States, through its foolish policies, has helped to create alongside the Saudis and other regimes in this region. Other terrorist groups like Al-Qaeda, which we see right now in Idlib, being supported by these same countries. If it wasn't for him, if it wasn't for people like him, and Abu Mahdi al-Mohandes, this region would have black flags flying over many of the capitals today. So again, for the Americans to declare something, to say someone is a terrorist, I think it's ridiculous for any of us to even take such a statement seriously, and by implication, to accept American actions resulting from such statements.
Now, I hear your assessment of the United States and how you see its role in the region. Let me put a counter assessment about Iran that we hear often. Iran is expansionist in the region. Iran is involved in countries like Yemen. It is involved in the proxy war there against Saudi Arabia. Through its groups like Hezbollah in Lebanon, it continues to foment unrest and to seek to expand its influence. It is actively hostile to Israel. It has sought to impose itself on Iraq, despite Iraqi people rising up in protest and saying they don't want Iran to dictate their future. It has just in the past week carried out military exercises with Russia and China that the United States, in its latest strategic assessment, says are the two most significant threats directly to the United States. So if we look at that and we look at the US actions towards Iran and Iran's actions in recent weeks, wouldn't it be right for the US to say, well, we have to defend our interests and the interests of our friends and allies in the region against Iranian aggression?
Well, you'll have to give me a few minutes here. First of all, who started the war in Yemen? Who invaded the country? Who imposed starvation on the country? It was the United States and Saudi Arabia that have carried out crimes against humanity, and the Europeans are just as complicit. Who invaded Iraq? Who armed Saddam Hussein in the first place? Who gave Saddam Hussein chemical weapons to use against Iranians and his own people? It was the Europeans and the United States. Who then attacked Iraq and destroyed the infrastructure? Who then imposed sanctions on the country where up to 1 million people died under those sanctions? Who then invaded Iraq and destroyed the country? It was the American regime that did that. Who continues to act with impunity in Iraq and murders Iraqi soldiers who are fighting ISIS? It is the regime in Washington. Who created Al-Qaeda in Afghanistan? Who created the menace that brought about 9/11? It is the United States. Who supported the extremist groups in Syria? Who destroyed Syria? Who is responsible for the rise of ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Jaish al-Islam, and other such terrible, evil groups that are Wahhabi-oriented, funded by Saudi Arabia, who the Israeli regime allowed to be based alongside their borders with Syria, alongside the occupied Golan Heights, in fact? Who invaded Lebanon? Hezbollah was created as a result of the Israeli invasion of Lebanon and the destruction of the country. Hezbollah expelled the Israeli regime from Lebanon. It is a national liberation organization. So when we look at the region, we see American bases in all the countries, such as the Emirates, such as Iraq, such as Syria, illegal American bases in Syria as we speak to steal Syrian oil. Where are the Iranian bases? Where are the Iranian bases in Iraq? If Iran is expansionist, where are the Iranian flags in Iraq, in Lebanon,
Right.
in Afghanistan, in Syria? Iran's presence in all these countries are with the permission, whenever they've been present in Syria and Iraq, of the governments in order to fight these extremist groups that the Americans helped to create. Look at the Defense Intelligence Agency document of 2012, which admits that the United States and its allies supported the rise of these extremist groups in Syria. They helped them to gain the territories between Syria and Iraq, the same group that we now call ISIS. So it is the Americans that are guilty of destroying this region. And beyond this region, look at Libya, the destruction of the country, turning it into a failed state. The menace of Western countries in this part of the world and the rest of the world is nothing new. Colonialism and Eurocentrism and hegemony.
And that's facts. You heard what he said. There's nothing new, man. There's nothing new under the sun. And like he said, man, hey, who the one who started all this, man? Okay, who? North America, man. Babylon the Great. They the one pushed all this. They the one set up Saddam Hussein, right? They set up Osama bin Laden. Who did that? North America did that, man. Job 9:24. The earth was given to the hand of the wicked. They got over 800 military bases around the world, man. Okay? 800. More than that, man. And you heard what he just said, that's nothing new. Okay, this is Ecclesiastes 1:9. The thing that have been is that which shall be. And that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It have already been of old time, which was before us. This is Ecclesiastes 3:15. And it reads, that which have been is now, and that which is to be have already been, and Yahweh B'Hashim Habushah require that which is past. So there's nothing new.
Germany and empire have been a part of this reality that we're living in, but now the United States has gone too far. They've carried out an act of war against a sovereign country. They've carried out an act of war against two sovereign countries. And those regimes that stand by the United States in this act of war, they will have to pay the price as well.
And just on this, the consequences from this, because clearly we're at a point now where the United States says one thing, Iran says something else. We've seen this action today. Iran is saying that there will be a response to this. What will that response be? And are we in an escalation phase now of this conflict that ultimately may play out as a proxy war itself within Iraq?
With all due respect, this is not one side says one thing and another side says another. The United States assassinated a senior government official in Iran and assassinated a senior government official in Iraq. This is an act of war that is recognized across the globe. Simply because the Western media will mimic what the regime says in Washington doesn't make it any different from what I said. These are acts of war, and therefore they will pay the price. I do not know what the response will be. I think the Iranians and the Iraqis and others across the region are discussing that as we speak. But if I was in the Emirates, I would leave now. If I was an American in Iraq, I would leave now. If I was an American any part in Southwest Asia, I would leave immediately.
Now you see, you gotta remember, they are the wicked upon the earth, man. Okay? The earth was given into the hand of the wicked, man. Their blessing was to live by the sword, man, and to have dominion over the entire world through living by the sword, man. Okay? Not just raising up and being good people and just setting up order through the land. No, their blessing was to rule with the sword, man. Was to rule by the sword, and through the sword, they will have dominion over the entire planet. Okay, these are the same ones, man, that dropped bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, man. Okay, and said, get over it. These are the same ones that rape, rob, murder, and pillage the earth, the entire world, man, and said, get over it. Okay, this is what they saying today. Get over it, man. Now, when you understand these scriptures, the heathens don't understand, but we do. So when you understand these scriptures, this is what the Most High Yahweh told Satan in the garden. Genesis 3 and 15, right? It reads, he said, I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between her seed and thy seed. Okay? I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. The point is, Satan has a physical seed on earth. Now, when Yahweh washed the earth off with water, what happened? all the nations came back through Noah's 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, right? Where was Satan's seed at? The seed line of Cain, okay, was washed off the earth, correct? What happened? The Lord told Satan right here that he has a physical seed on earth. So what happened to Satan's seed? Satan's seed came back through who? Esau. Okay? Because as it tells you in Ecclesiastes 4 and 17, 4 and 16, there is no end of all the people. Okay? Even them that come after them. Okay? There is no end of all the people. So, Satan's seed line came back on the earth through Esau. What was Esau's blessing? To live by the sword and to have dominion over the earth through the sword. Okay? You got to understand, man. These are the same ones that made the earth a wilderness. A wilderness. That did shake kingdoms. Okay? They shook kingdoms. This is Daniel chapter 4. Coming back from the seed line, okay, of Satan's seed line, man. They came back through Esau. Now, this is facts. Proving the seed line of the wicked. This is Daniel 2 and 39. Now, this is what Daniel told the king of Babylon. I'm going to read 38. It reads, and wheresoever the children of men dwell, the beasts of the field and the fowls of the heaven have been given into thine hand, and he made thee ruler over them all. Thou art this head of gold. Okay, talking to Nebuchadnezzar. This is verse 39. This is Daniel 2 and 39. To understand who is control of the earth. Daniel 2 and 39. And after these shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee. Right? That was the Medo and Persian Empire. And another third kingdom of brass, which was who? Alexander the Greek. It say, and another third kingdom of brass, which shall bear rule over all the earth. Okay? That was the third kingdom, which was who? The leopard. Okay? Verse 40. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdue all things. This is the Roman Empire. And as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise. And whereas thou sawest the feet and the toes, now this is the revived Roman Empire, which is North America. And whereas thou sawest the feet and the toes, part is clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. But there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay, right? Because the fourth kingdom was what? Iron. Now this is 41 about the 10 toes, the feet and the toes. This is North America. This is Roman Empire come back revived as in North America, okay? 10 toes, EU and NATO, that's joined to North America. It said, far as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay, and as the toes and the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. Why? Because it's telling you right here, they have mixed themselves with the seed of men. This is verse 43. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. Who? Who shall mingle themselves with the seed of men right here? See, this is cold. It don't tell you it's talking about the seed line of Esau. It don't tell you about the wicked. It just say they. Listen to this. Daniel 4, Daniel 2 and 30, and Daniel 2 and 43. And whereas thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay, they, who? It don't tell you who we're talking about. It's talking about the fourth kingdom. They shall not cleave one another. It say they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with miry clay. So right here, it say they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. So, we've been telling you, man, They are not your friends. Okay? They're the enemy. They shall mix themselves with the seed of men. Who is part of the seeds of men? Iran, China. Okay? All these other nations, all the other 16 nations. The Lord created 18 nations. The 12 tribes of Israel is one nation. You have 17 other nations out there. The Edomites is a nation. The Chinese is a nation. The Moabites is a nation. The Ammonites is a nation. The Hamites is a nation. The Ishmaelites is a nation. The Elamites is a nation. It's 17 other nations. Okay? And the 17 nations, the 16 nations is going to separate themselves from that 17th nation, which is who? The Edomites. Right here, read again. Daniel 2 and 42. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves the seed of men. Who? The seed of the wicked. But they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is mixed with miry clay. That's why they say even as iron is not mixed with clay. That's why they are separating now, man. Okay? Now, the seeds of men is separating from the seed of the wicked, man. That's what you see. That's what you see going on right now, man. Okay? And we told you they are your enemies as well, man. They're your enemies as well. Now, let's read this. It said the third kingdom, right, was who? Brass, which was who? Alexander the Great. Okay? Starting with what? The seed of the wicked. That was their beginning of their rulership. Okay? And right after that rulership came in what? The fourth kingdom, which was what? The Roman Empire, which was what? The seed of the wicked. The same one that ruled in the third kingdom. Okay? Of the statue. This is, and see, we keep telling you, man, there is no good in them. This is, First Maccabees 1 and 7. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, which was the third kingdom that I just read to you in Daniel 2 and 39. It reads, and his servants bare rule one in his place, everyone in his place, and after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. Now, and evils were multiplied in the earth, man. Okay? So it's telling you right there, man. That's when the wicked of all wicked came in the rulership, man. Okay? After Alexander died and his 4 generals took over, man. Now let's get this. Proverbs 29 and 16. And it reads. Because you got to understand, they came in the rulership and took over. And what happened? Evils were multiplied in the earth, man. This is Proverbs 29 and 16. When the wicked are multiplied, transgressions increase. I just read that to you. It say, read it again. First Maccabees 1 and verse 9. And after his death, Alexander's death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years. And evils were multiplied in the earth, man. Proverbs 29 and 16. When the wicked are multiplied, transgressions increase. Okay? You got to understand this, man. They took over the earth. These are the wicked, man. That's why the seed of the wicked will not cleave with the seeds of men, man. Why? Because even the 16 heathen nations are heathens. They still got ways diverse from the wicked. You see, the Lord made everything. Hey, the Lord made the seed of the wicked stand out from all the other nations, man. Okay, when you take the 18 nations, the 12 tribes of Israel being one nation, when you set them to the side, the 12 tribes of Israel, when you set to the side the seed of the Edomites, and then you look at all the other 16 nations, everybody else is diverse from the seeds of the Edomites, man. Okay? This is Genesis chapter 4 and verse 7. It reads, let's read verse 5. This is Genesis 4 and 5. It reads, but unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect, and Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. And the Lord Yahweh said unto Cain, why art thou wroth? And why is thy countenance fallen? If thou doest well, shall thou not be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door. And this is why I went back to Cain, man. Okay? After the Lord washed the earth off with water, Cain's seed line came back through Esau, man. And it says sin lieth at the door. Who has been revealed? The man of sin, man. Okay? Showing you right here, Ecclesiastes 4 and 16, there is no end of all the people, man. Because the Lord brought the same spirit of Cain back as Esau, man. Okay? If thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door. And unto thee shall be his desire. What desire? Sin. And thou shalt rule over him. Who? You're going to rule over sin. Why? Because 2 Thessalonians 2 and 8, man. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. What does it say? Okay? You got to understand who we talking about now, man. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first. We had to forget who we were, go into slavery. Right? It's saying, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. So that sin that lieth at the door of Cain came back through who? Esau, man. Okay? You got to understand this, man. They are your enemy, man. Never trust thy enemy. So as I read in Daniel, hey, they've been cleaving with the seeds of men for the longest, but they are still diverse, man. And they were going to separate because why? They are diverse from each other, man.
Thank you for that, Muhammad. Muhammad Murad is joining us there from Tehran. Appreciate.
Nah, let's get this one. And I'm going to get the rest of my precepts.
Thousands of mourners marched to pay their respects for Iran's top general, Qasem Soleimani, and an Iraqi militia leader, both killed in a US drone strike on Thursday at Baghdad's airport. Angry marchers demanded revenge in Iran and Iraq as they shouted, "America is the great Satan."
We want Iranian officials to take revenge. We want to punch them hard in the mouth because they martyred a warlord who was very important to us and very valuable for us.
The march comes as governments around the world are calling for restraint between Iran and the US. But Iraqi militias linked to Iran say they will try to drive the US out of Iraq. Iraq's parliament will meet Sunday in an emergency session to discuss the continued presence of around 5,000 US troops in the country. Qatar's foreign minister visited Iran, where he met with the country's top officials Saturday. The country has often served as a mediator between the US and Iran. There are a lot of questions facing the US. Will Iran retaliate against America, and if so, how? The Department of Homeland Security worries that Iran may launch a cyber attack.
We are now potentially facing a threat that's different and greater than anything we have faced previously. We're in, at this point, a de facto state of war between the United States of America and Iran.
Man, if this ain't them, where and who is he, man?
Physical attacks on US
Okay.
interests or those of its allies across the Middle East. The US is sending around 3,000 troops to the region, with others placed on alert status. The US has also closed its embassy in Iraq and ordered all its citizens to leave. Tensions between Iran and the US have been rising since President Donald Trump withdrew from the Iran nuclear deal back in 2018. The US says Iran has sought to disrupt the region's oil industry, including last year's devastating attack on Saudi Arabia's oil infrastructure. Iran denies the accusation. but the US has slapped even harsher sanctions on the country. Toby News, CGTN, Washington.
See, these are the bullies of the earth, man. Okay? And what happened to a bully at the school? Hey, they eventually get beat up, man. Okay? The bully eventually wound up getting beat up, man. Okay? Going to school, I done seen that, man. Okay? Hey, these countries is pissed off, man. You can't just go around bullying the earth no more, man. See, these are the wicked. These are the same ones that drop Fat Man and Little Boy, okay, the atomic bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, man. And other nations too, man. Okay, other countries, man. Okay? These are the same ones, like I said, that rape, rob, murder, and pillage the earth, man. Why? Because the earth was given to the hand of the wicked, man. These are the seeds of the wicked, man. Okay? This is the seed line of Satan, man. Okay? You got to understand this, man. This is Jeremiah 13:23. Can the Ethiopian change his skin? No, man. They can't. Or the leopard, his spots? No, man. Alexander the Great couldn't change his spots, man. Okay? He represented the leopard. It say, then may ye also do good that are accustomed to doing evil? No, man. You that was set up to do evil, you can't do good, man. You can't. It's impossible, man. Okay? Let's read again. Can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopards his spots? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil. What did the Lord say in Romans 9:22, man? The vessels of wrath fitted for destruction, man. They was created to be the wicked, man. Okay? They was created for that, man. This is Isaiah 26:10. Let favor be shewed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. Why? Because they was accustomed to do evil, man. You people got to understand this, man. We keep telling you over and over, man. They was framed, fitly framed to do evil, man. Let favor be shewed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness, what's the land of uprightness, man? Where is that? Israel, man, Jerusalem. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua. When they came over here and slaughtered Native American Indians, the tribes of Gad and Reuben, okay, what did they do, man? They rape, rob, murder, and pillage, man. They have over 800 military bases. Okay, I'm sure they have more than that, thousands. What are they doing, man? Rape, robbing, murdering, and pillaging the entire planet, man. Why? Because they are accustomed to doing evil, man. Okay, you can't change them. They can't be changed, man. This is Proverbs. This is Proverbs 16:4. It reads, the Lord Yahweh have made all things for himself. Yeah, even the wicked for the day of evil. He created them just to be the wicked, man. He created them just to destroy them on doomsday, man. He created the wicked just to do what? To destroy the earth, man. This is how the Lord worked, man. This is Jeremiah 51:25. It reads, behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, O destroying nation, O destroying kingdom, which is who? Babylon the Great, North America. Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith the Lord Yahweh, which destroyeth all the earth. And I will stretch out my hand upon thee and roll thee down from the rocks. What rocks? Hey, that's the habitation. And will make thee a burnt mountain. The same one that came out of the caves, man. Okay? Revelation chapter 11. Let's read that. Because the Lord just said right here in Jeremiah 51:25, oh, destroying mountain, okay, that destroyeth all the earth, man. It's only one nation of people. It's only one nation of people who's destroying the entire planet, man. And we know who that is, man. This is not rocket science. Revelation 11:18. And the nations were angry. What nations? Them other 16 heathen nations, man. That's joined to who? North America. Okay? Them other 16 nations that's joined to North America through what? Through the UN, man. Okay? EU and NATO. And the nations, Revelation 11:18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come. Why the wrath coming, Lord? Because their sins have reached into heaven. And the time of the dead, that they should be judged. And that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, which is Israelites, and the prophets, which are Israelites. It say, and to the servants, which is Israelites, and them that fear the name, which is Israelites. It say, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. Who's destroying the earth? We know who's doing that, man. Okay? We know who's destroying the earth. He said, and the nations were angry, man. Okay? Why did it say they were angry? Because North America, Babylon the Great was destroyed right there. Okay? Because the nations are angry right now, man. This Jeremiah 51 and verse 6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity. It say, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Verse 7 is the point. Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. Right? The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad, man. Which I just read to you. Revelation 11:18. And the nations were angry. Revelation 18. Revelation 11:18. And the nations were angry. Okay? This is Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 7. It reads, all the men of thy confederacy, all of them, man, all 16 nations that's joined with the Edomites have did what? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. Okay? What border? To fight. Why? Because of your ally, your main ally, which is who? Israel, man. Okay? I'm talking about Israel today, man. The least of the flock should draw them out, right? Obadiah 1 and 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. Talking about all these 16 heathen nations that's joined to you through the UN. And prevailed against thee. Let you know right here, you was taken down. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. So, they don't understand what's going on, man. All they know is they think they finna still get over, man. But they're not. They're not going to get over, man. Why? Because there's no understanding in you. Now, when you read Jeremiah 50 and 12, it reads this. Your mother shall be sore confounded. Who is the mother of Babylon the Great? Who is the mother of Babylon the Great? Great Britain, man. Okay? Jeremiah 50 and 12. Your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Okay? Even the mother that bared you, man, they're going to separate and leave you, man. Why? Because you have been doing what? Let's read it. This is why it's going to happen to you. Obadiah 1 and 3. The pride of thine heart have deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, your skyscrapers, your way of life. That saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Who? Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, first and foremost through the spirit of his mouth, proclaiming your downfall. Okay? Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. There is no throne for thee. Okay? But the pride of your heart have deceived you. So your mother shall be sore confounded with you. Why? Because of the pride of your heart, man. You think you just go around and do what you want to do, and you don't have to pay for it, man. But we keep telling you, these are they, man. Who? The wicked, man. This is their rulership. They can do these things, man. They was given dominion over the earth through the force of the sword. Through the force of the sword, man. They in over 800, 800 countries, man. Okay? 800, man. Over 800 military bases, man. This is Psalms 14. Let me read verse 2. It reads, they are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good. Salaki, Psalms 14:1. The fool hath said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good. The Lord Yahweh looketh down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there was any that did understand and seek God. They are all gone aside. They are altogether become filthy. There is none that doeth good, no, not one. Okay? Not one of them, man. Why? Because left finger will be showed to the wicked. He would not learn righteousness, man. They can't learn righteousness, man. They was created to be the wicked, man. This is Psalms 10:10. It reads, he croucheth and humble himself that the poor may fall by his strong ones. And that's how he is, man. That's his spirit. He crouches, man. Okay? This is Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach 10:10. And it reads, Sirach 12:10. It reads, never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, which he did to you other nations, okay, you other 16 nations, y'all set him by y'all, and he overthrew your government, man. Okay? They overthrew your government. It say, set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place, which they did. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou shalt at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. And we told you, man. And you're going to be pricked, because you're going to take the mark of the beast. Okay, all you 16 heathen nations. Okay, you're going to take it. You're going to establish that one world currency. Why? Because of the wicked, man. They cannot change their spots, man. These are the wicked of the earth, man. The same ones that conquered the entire world, man, and made you, by the force of the sword, sign the contract, man. Okay? They made you sign the contract, man, through force of the sword, and you signed it. And you know what you were dealing with, because these were the ones that took down your city. They took down your wall and said, sign this contract, or we're going to put you to flight. And what did you do? All you 16 heathen nations, you signed the contract. That's why you are joined as part of the UN. Because they made you join with the force of the sword, man. But we told you, okay? We told you they are the wicked It cannot be trusted, man. Looking through the history, man. Just history itself, man, shows you cannot trust them. This is Revelation 22. And let's start at verse Revelation 22 and 11. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. Okay? He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he that is filthy, let him be filthy still. What I just read in Psalms, man. What the Psalm just said. He that is filthy, let him be filthy still and unjust, man. And who is this? The wicked, man. Okay? Back in Psalm 14. Again, Psalm 14 and verse 3. It say, they are all gone aside. They are all together become filthy. Like I just read to you in Revelation 22 and 11. He that is filthy, let him be filthy still. Okay? He that is unjust, he going to be unjust still, man. Why? Because they are the vessels of wrath fitted for destruction, man. Okay? You can't change them, man. A leper cannot change his spots. Neither he that is accustomed to doing evil, he is not going to do good, man. It ain't going to happen. They are all gone aside. They are all together become filthy. There is none that doeth good. No, not one, man. It's not one of them that doeth good, man. And this is the words of the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. Okay? If you ain't taking heed to that, man, if you ain't gonna listen to that, which they heathen, so they ain't gonna understand no way. But the point is, it's for you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans to understand, man. These are the wicked, man. Okay? They are in rulership, man. And they will not do good, man. Let me play this guy again.
Allowed to be based alongside their borders with Syria, alongside the occupied Golan Heights, in fact. Who invaded Lebanon? Hezbollah was created as a result of the Israeli invasion of Lebanon and the destruction of the country. Hezbollah expelled the Israeli regime from Lebanon. It is a national liberation organization. So when we look at the region, we see American bases in all the countries, such as the Emirates, such as Iraq, such as Syria, illegal American bases in Syria as we speak to steal Syrian oil. Where are the Iranian bases? Where are the Iranian bases in Iraq? If Iran is expansionist, where are the Iranian flags in Iraq, in Lebanon, in Afghanistan, in Syria? Iran's presence in all these countries are with the permission, whenever they've been present in Syria and Iraq, of the governments in order to fight these extremist groups that the Americans helped to create. Look at the Defense Intelligence Agency document of 2012, which admits that the United States and its allies supported the rise of these extremist groups in Syria. They helped them to gain the territories between Syria and Iraq, the same group that we now call ISIS.
Knowing this, why then you been separate from them, man? Okay? No, and all you nations know this, man. Why haven't you not been separated from them, man?
So it is the Americans that are guilty of destroying this region. And beyond this region, look at Libya, the destruction.
Yeah, man, they have destroyed the entire world, man. Why? Because the earth was given to the hand of the wicked.
Destruction of the country, turning it into a failed state. The menace of Western countries in this part of the world and the rest of the world is nothing new.
Right.
Colonialism and Eurocentrism and hegemony and empire have been a part of this reality that we're living in, but now the United States has gone too far. They've carried out an act of war against a sovereign country. They've carried out an act of war against two sovereign countries. And those regimes that stand by the United States in this act of war, they will have to pay the price as well.
And just on...
Oh, they will pay. Now I'm going to close with this. This is Proverbs 27 and Proverbs 29 and 27. it reads, an unjust man is an abomination to the just. So the wicked is an abomination to the righteous. And he that is upright in the way is abominable to the wicked. And he that is upright in the way is abomination to the wicked. So an unjust man is an abomination to the just. And he that is upright in the way is an abomination to the wicked, man. Okay? Hey, we told you, man. And we telling 2/3 of Israel, man. We telling our people, you Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, man. They are the wicked, man. And there's nothing you can do to change it. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua created them that way. Okay? To show the balance of righteousness and wickedness, of evil and good. Okay? Light and dark, man. And that's how it is, man. So with that, gotta give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule well, who teach well. And a sincere salutation to all the ark pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world waking up the hopefully elect. And shalom to the Agwaf who are listening and learning. You few sisters who are listening and learning. And Lord willingness is edifying. Until next time, shalom.